At this point, Ashanti, you might need to get a restraining order against Irv Gotti because he's speaking about her again in a new interview, saying that she ran like a cockroach when he got arrested. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your #1 source for pop culture news in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So we just were talking about Irv Gotti and the Drink Champs interview that he did, where he said that he was blindsided by Nelly and Ashanti's relationship. Sidebar, Ashanti and Nelly had a really provocative, performance recently. So the two reunited after their other reunion during the Versus battle. Well, Irv Gotti is speaking out again, okay? As you know, Ashanti and Irv apparently had a romantic relationship years ago while he was still married, although his wife did say they were legally separated. But he also says that he did cheat on his wife. I don't know if necessarily it was with Ashanti, but definitely with other people. Well, now he's talking about Ashanti and when he got arrested. You remember when Murder Inc.'s offices got raided. All right, let me give you the full story and the full scope on Ashanti leaving him high and dry when all of that went down. So in a recent interview with Page Six, Irv Gotti, recent headlines have suggested that the hip-hop icon Irv Gotti never got over his breakup with protege Ashanti. According to Page Six, though, they say that we can assure readers they are incorrect. F no, he told Page Six. He says, in fact, forget never getting over her. He's never forgiven her. Okay. Gotti told Page Six that he felt betrayed by the singer because when he was wrongfully accused of using his label at the time, Murder Inc. Records, to launder money for Kenneth Supreme McGriff of the legendary Supreme team, Ashanti hightailed it out of there. So just a little background on why Murder Inc. was raided and the association with this person. So according to Page Six, it said convicted crack dealer McGriff began working on a movie project with Irv Gotti after McGriff's release from prison, which drew the FBI's attention to the label. Investigators raided its office, its headquarters, and later arrested Irv Gotti, claiming in 2005 that the Murder Inc. empire took in garbage bags and shoeboxes stuffed with drug money and laundered it for a notorious Queens crack and heroin kingpin. The Post reported at the time. It was also reported, according to Page Six, that Ashanti attended the hearings. Gotti was accused of laundering $1 million for McGriff, but he was later exonerated. But according to Irv Gotti, he says, in regards to Ashanti, when the feds hit, she ran like the cockroaches when you turn the lights on. She was ready to get the F off of the Murder Inc. label, and she was ready to abandon me, the person who made her. And yes, I can say I made her. How do you know I can say that firmly? The minute I stopped making her records, she has not made a hit since. We'll get to this in a second, y'all. Just a reminder in regards to Ashanti's career, Ashanti signed to Murder Inc. back in 2002, and it released her self-titled debut album, which sold over 505,000 copies in the US in its first week of release. She later moved on to Def Jam and launched an acting career. So you're probably also wondering, why is Irv Gotti speaking so much? He's also promoting the Murder Inc. story, a 5-part documentary that's coming to BET, or it came to BET yesterday. So here's the thing. The constant conversation about Ashanti and Irv Gotti, look, in regards to him making her, that's so problematic in so many different ways. However, him being an instrumental part of her career and us knowing who Ashanti is, I won't take that from him. I just don't like the term, I created someone. We were just talking about that on Love and Marriage DC, where Jamie was saying, oh, I created the woman that's here. And she was like, uh-huh. I doubt that Ashanti would say that Irv Gotti created her. Because Irv, without Ashanti, you probably wouldn't be able to enter the market that you did enter. Let's be real. So I would say the relationship was mutual the music relationship, not necessarily their personal relationship, but it was a mutual coming together to create the magic that she did. Because after Ashanti and Ja Rule, what else did you have? Let's be real. We haven't heard really a lot about you involved in the music world on the same level that you had with Ja Rule and Ashanti. So maybe the magic really was all of you together versus you guys separately. So in a way, Ashanti could say that she helped create you.
Don't be rude.
I'm sorry, what?
Don't be rude.
I just hate the whole fact when people feel like, oh, you were the single ingredient that made someone great. No, I don't think so. I think it had a combination to do with Ashanti. She also wrote a lot of those records with him, and the help of him putting her out there and giving her an opportunity. I don't think he created her. And I don't blame Ashanti for running like a cockroach when the feds show up. Wouldn't you? What do you think this is? This is not a gang. She's not your ride or die. In his head, he probably thought that she was his ride or die. But I know a lot of you be like, I'm not sitting by you. I don't know what you're doing. And maybe she in her head thought, oh, I can see what you guys were doing here. Or she was just saying, I have a career ahead of me. I don't need to be associated with this. But you know, a lot of these labels at the time, these specific labels like Murder Inc., they did sort of run themselves sort of like a gang. Not literally, but you know what I mean? Like it was sort of like, oh, this is our team versus your team sort of thing. You know what I mean? Because they had beef with other people too. I don't blame Ashanti for hightailing it out of there, but as the Post reported, I do recall Ashanti attending the hearing, so I don't see her necessarily running away from them. I think Irv is still hurt that they're not together anymore. That probably was the love of his life in his head, and he's not happy about it. And he's also not happy that Ashanti is trying to re-record her music. Irv, at this point, keep Ashanti's name out of your mouth. You're promoting the Murder Inc. story. Oh, but you have to talk about Ashanti because she's that important to the Murder Inc. history. So you didn't create her. You guys helped create magic together. Guys, let's continue this conversation below. I want to know your reaction to Irv Gotti speaking yet again. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.